conversation and all that instead of
Been a while.
having to deal with like
Some other person on here.
stupid people on here. No, I don't know, it's just nice though, just because I was kind of actually looking forward to it. Yeah, I was actually kind of looking forward to it last week. Not that I didn't want Larry on, because Larry was hilarious, but I was kind of looking forward to like having just you and I on, just talking and just kind of sitting down and chilling and having a beer and relaxing.
Sorry, I made that very non-relaxing last week. I apologize.
Why is that?
Oh, because I was drinking a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah, Colby was pounding beers. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the On the Brink podcast. I am Matt Brinker. This is Colby Likens, and it's just us again, just hanging out in the brewery. You've got liquid dripping off. You've got hair on you.
Dripping
You've got
off.
girlfriend hair all over you. You've got stuff dripping off of your chin, your mustache, or whatever. You are a train wreck
Is that
today,
where it was
Colby.
coming from? I was wondering. I could
Just-
feel it like landing on.
Just scissors, bro. I'm telling you, all
I'm
you
waiting.
need.
You don't understand. I'm waiting.
What are you doing? Are you trying to make sure nothing can touch your mouth ever?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
building up a wall. No.
Listen, Donald. Unless you're going to build a wall and jump off of it, better stop. Him too. Just kidding.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah.
No,
man.
it was fun last week.
2019.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There we go. It is New Year's Day. We are. Well, I feel like we're out of focus. We out of focus of it. No, we're fine.
Dude,
Anyways.
this is our second holiday that we're spending together.
Aww.
I know.
We're like, no, at least it's like that.
Do that.
It is New Year's Day. I was in Portsmouth all day. You were down that way too, correct? Mm-hmm. We went out last night.
I was in Kentucky.
Right across the river. I didn't realize how close you were. You really were it's like, what, 5 minutes away?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Portsmouth last night to hang out with some friends. We'll have him on. He is mostly confirmed for
Mostly confirmed.
for 2 weeks from now.
Okay, cool.
He said, yeah, but he's the kind of guy I'll have to like text again and be like, hey, yo, we're doing this, right? Colby has not put our episodes up on the internet yet, just the audio. I'm going to call him out here publicly.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I have,
It's deserved.
I have given him all of the first 8 audios, and they have not gone anywhere.
Yeah, man, I'm sorry.
But in your defense, I'm being a dick. In your defense, there's a lot of other stuff going on in life, and I get it, and it's fine. We'll get that sorted out. Yeah, man, this is just you and I back to the original. We have a little more experience. We have a little bit better setup than we started with.
Yeah.
And this is now number 9, right? Episode number 9.
Yeah, man.
And that's kind of odd to think about for me because I didn't think that we would do anything this long.
Right.
And
now it just feels like it's like, oh, it's Tuesday. Like I got scheduled to work today. I was actually supposed to work. Yeah, which sucks because it was time and a half, and I was really excited for time and a half. But it's like I don't work Tuesdays.
Yeah.
You know. So I was like, I got to find a way to get this shift off because the podcast. I have to.
Were you gonna work
get the podcast.
like tonight?
Yeah, it was 4 to
yeah.
11. That wouldn't have happened.
Yeah,
that couldn't have worked.
Yeah,
so.
screw that. We could film at midnight. That would have been okay.
Yeah.
Not.
We wouldn't have done that.
No. If there wasn't so much editing, we just did it live, I wouldn't mind
No,
to do
I
it.
picked up a Saturday shift. I open on Saturday.
Okay, cool.
Which is always fun after you play a show like at more than an hour away. And you have
Where are
to
you
come.
playing?
I'm in Marietta this weekend.
You at Adelphia? Oh, that's right. That's Adelphia, right?
Yeah,
Cool.
Wilson.
Hell yeah. That'd be cool. Well, I just really wanted, we're going to kind of just shoot the shit, talk today, hang out. I just really wanted to kind of reset now that we've had, we had 3 weeks of just you and I, and we had, 5 weeks of guests?
Yeah.
And then now we've got this week, just you and I again, and then we're going to hit it hard again from here on out.
Next week's going to be fun. I'm excited. Eric
Yeah,
Miller.
next week will be good with Eric. The week after that, we'll have Wayne, I think. And then I'm just really excited for all the stuff coming up, because we're going to have, the goal is to have here from the rest of the year out all year long, have a guest a week for the next year.
Yeah.
And
That's just so much of a commitment,
That's
man.
a lot, dude.
That scares me. Just the commitment part of it scares me.
You hear that? He's scared of commitment.
She
run fast.
She knows that.
Well, it is, man. Like, if we actually do 52 weeks in a row without missing or messing anything up, that's an accomplishment. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited for that because, like we said from the beginning here, the beauty is in the action and the doing. So if we want to take this and make something out of it, then we need to just do it. So
Yeah.
That's exciting for me. I'm excited to see what happens with us. You're already halfway done with your beer and 2 gulps.
Dude, it's so good. I've not had one of these since like before I started coming in here. Whenever you worked here, since you worked here.
I've been here since January.
Right, but I've not drank a premonition since.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll go ahead and do that. Thanks, as usual, to 6 Sense Brewing for allowing us to film here. We are closed today. We were closed yesterday for New Year's Eve. Everybody's like, why are you closed? But
they're always closed on Monday and Tuesday.
We're closed on Monday and Tuesday anyway, so why would we open on a random Monday in Jackson, Ohio, and get, we probably would have done a couple $100 in business and stuff like that, maybe more. But like, why? There's still more cost that goes into all that.
Dude, we made so much money at the liquor store yesterday.
It's nuts.
I was like, why'd that guy try to rob us like then and not
Well, there's more foot traffic, so it's shout out if you're a robber, rob them on New Year's Eve.
No, he already missed it. He missed his opportunity.
Missed his opportunity.
Jeez.
Well, thanks as always. Like I said, it was nice to have New Year's Eve and New Year's Day off. I went down to Portsmouth, like I said, to hang out with Wayne. I shot a promo for his business. I'm gonna have that done by the weekend. I'll have it online somewhere. And that was kind of cool too. Like, just from us setting up this podcast every week and doing this, I was able to set up his studio to look nice as well. And that was really cool because, I already knew about like.
Well, you've been working more with shadows and like people's this backlighting.
Yeah.
All that
yeah.
stuff.
And so like the interview section of the video I'm going to do for him, he's illuminated. He's got 2 cameras. The back is lit with one color. The front is lit with another color. There's really dramatic shadows in the background too. Like, you can only see there's this table he was working on all day Sunday, and you can only really see the table in the background. It's really bright and illuminated, and then him, the table, and that's pretty much it. And it looks really cool. I can't wait to get it into post and actually edit it. Anyways, this is Premonition. This is a double IPA from 6 Sense Brewing. Random sidebar, I was at a place in Portsmouth last night for New Year's.
Were you at Patties and Pints?
Yeah, and we sell our stuff there, so I was drinking Merc juice at midnight, which was kind of funny to me.
You can't get away from it.
Yeah, I was like, I have to drink Merc juice at midnight. Like, I just have to. When the clock rolls over, I've got to be drinking Merc
midnight
juice.
Merc.
Yeah, midnight Merc. Oh, dude, we should do it.
Dude, that would be cool.
Ooh, yeah. Hear that, Mike? We have all of the ideas over here on the Brink podcast. This is a double IPA. It is 9.3%. This is one of my favorites. My favorite beers that we make are single and our double IPAs. Mm-hmm. I think we do regular style IPAs very, very well. Right now, the craze is this hazy, murky, Merc juice, Cosmic Sun, Hurtin' for Squirtin', stuff like that. It is super popular. That's the craze right now. But, dude, you just can't, like, a nice, solid, strong IPA, like the dry bitter hops, just the flavor. It's like the earthy flavors in it. Like, that's what I love, man. Yeah. And I hate it. Like,
that's what drinking beer is about. It really is. It's about finding that place.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like I hated IPAs like even 2-3 years ago.
Me too.
I didn't hate them. I just didn't really drink them. Like, and I still typically will go to a bar. If I'm gonna have a couple drinks at a bar, I would rather go have some kind of whiskey or scotch or bourbon or whatever. Usually bourbon or whiskey. But if not, if I'm drinking beer, my go-to is this. What?
How well do you know me, Matt? I go to a bar. What am I drinking?
I know you prefer dark liquors as well. You are kind of a connoisseur of dark liquors. You tend to try all the things that come through your store. So I would say you're probably going to go for a whiskey or a bourbon, and I just don't know. It depends on how much money you've got in your pocket, what you're going to go for.
That's a
so
good
I would
call
say
there.
It's probably going to be Jack Daniels or Jim Beam or something cheap like that to get the job done. And if you've got some extra money in your pocket, I'd say you're going to go more for kind of a Bullet or maybe a Jameson even. Or if you've really got some money to spend, like Woodford or a Maker's Mark. Maybe a Blanton's if you've got a lot of money.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Man. Blanton's is good. It's like, for me, it's like, man, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to get like a Budweiser or a PBR or something, and then I'll get like a shot of something to sip on. But it's probably going to be like Johnny Walker or something up that alley. I really don't drink Jack or Jim, ever.
Really?
Ever.
See, I don't like Scotch that much. As much as I do like kind of the earthy, like dry, bitter flavors and stuff in this, I don't like the oaky, like mossy.
When you drink it, you ever chase it with a cup of water?
I can't believe I'm going to say this. Shout out to my dad, who taught me a very long time ago that the best chaser for any type of alcohol is water.
Yeah.
It immediately kills the burn. It is some hydration. And you taste
it so much better.
You can get a good flavor for the alcohol you're drinking, and then it wipes the burn away of the alcohol, and then you just get the flavor. And so I've always done that.
You can, I think with scotch, anytime you're drinking scotch, chasing it.
You're fine. Nice. I'm not doing that for you. I'm doing that for me.
Like telling me.
No, fix your stuff, bud. No, I don't care.
But yeah, I think water just really brings out the taste of the barrel a lot of the time.
I guess I don't really love the taste of the barrel that much, but I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of that. Anyways, Premonition, 6 Sense Brewing.
It is good.
Very solid. Colby's going to be done in 5 seconds. We are now
5 minutes.
We are now 10 minutes into this, and you've already drank the whole bit. Just kidding. Well, I guess, we've talked about it here and there on the podcast, and I guess the big thing I wanted to do today is just really, really take some time and really say thank you, and really kind of analyze what's been going on. And I told Wayne, I was like, we're not internet popular right now, but the crazy thing is what we joked about last week about being Walmart famous or whatever was people stop you constantly wherever you're going and talk about the podcast. And I get people, if I'm here, if I'm out another place, or if I'm around town, people stop me constantly and I love the podcast. It looks so good and blah, 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 blah. And it's interesting. And I listen to it here and there. And I also get a lot of people, I'm going to dog them again, everybody. I get a lot of people asking me, man, I would download it off iTunes immediately and listen to it every week. Dude, if it was just on
I'm going to get it on there. The only time this week that I really had internet and time, I rolled up to my parents and I was going to do some work there. And then my niece and nephew were there, and I've not seen them in so long. I was like, sorry, whatever's going on, I have to drop everything and just hang out with them.
I don't really care. I'm just going to dog you till it's done.
I got to play Aquaman, so that's really what it boils down to. My niece and
game or just pretend to be Aquaman himself?
My nephew and my brother are obsessed with Aquaman right now, which is so cool because I don't know, you would never see kids want to be Aquaman 10 years ago.
But now it's what Jason Momoa.
I know, dude.
Everybody wants to be him now.
Yeah, but Aquaman was always if you look.
He was kind of small and effeminate almost.
No, dude. Did you see have you seen the '90s Aquaman where they redid him and he has the long hair and the long beard and then he winds up getting his arm cut off and he has a piece of.
The only Aquaman I know is a very thin, small, kind of effeminate looking man.
I hope they go down that route because
that'd be cool.
That one basically his brother is holding his baby over a cliff in the sea and is getting ready to drop it, and Aquaman's chained up.
Yeah.
And he can't get out of it, and the only way he can is to be cut off his own hand and then go save his kid.
Yeah.
And that's what he does, and that's why he's missing that arm. And I'm dude, that would be dope to see on a movie.
Oh, for sure. Have you seen the movie yet?
Oh yeah.
I'm not big on movies, dude. Actually, which is weird. I watched 2 movies this weekend, but I'm not big on watching movies.
At the theaters?
No, I despise going. I despise going to theaters. But,
I don't either. YouTube videos are about.
Yeah, YouTube's about all I consume. But, anyways, I'm just gonna keep dogging you about that stuff. But
I tried to change the subject.
I don't really care that much. I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna bring it back on there. Yeah, it'll be up eventually. Anyways, it's just so cool, man, that. People have responded so well to this. You and I just sitting down and talking about our lives and our experiences and our ideas, and it's resonating with people, and it's resonating with people in real life. Not it'd be cool to be internet popular and famous and all that stuff right now, but I think we both think eventually down the road that's going to end up happening. Is this will get popular and it'll get shared and it'll get lots of views and things like that. Lots of plays, but if we're ever on the iTunes store.
But really, at the end of the day, you and I are not going to be upset if nothing more comes out of this podcast besides people just being inspired.
Yes, and I'm glad you said that because that's really all that matters to me.
I'm content with it now. I mean, I'm always going to strive for more with everything that I do.
Yep.
But I'm happy with where it is right now. Yeah. I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, and I agree. And that's the coolest thing is the people that go, wow, I like what you said about that, or hey, I think the same way, or oh, you inspired me because of this or that or whatever it is. That's so cool because that's impact, man.
Yeah.
These are going to go on the internet and they're going to live on the internet forever.
Which is nice because it's not going to be one of those videos that I look back and I'm like, oh man, why did I do that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That music video you showed me.
So many things I've done and I'm just like, oh man. What was going on here? You know what I'm saying? Dude, I don't know, man. It's crazy to see that. And
yeah.
The other day I was working at the store, and this guy came in, real nice guy. He comes in all the time, and when he was leaving, he was like, check out what I got the other day, and he shows me 2 beavers that he had killed, and he had like trapped, and he basically was saying he wanted to start a business doing that, and I just saw like this light on his face that I never see, because he was talking about what he loved to do, man. And it's like every single person has something like that.
Yeah.
And whether or not you do it and you make money off of it and you make a living out of it, that's one thing.
But he can do it. And is he trapping them and killing them for the pelt to be able to sell? Okay, all right.
Yeah. So
like you can make a business out of that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make a business out of anything you want, and you and I actually, that's kind of, I was going to talk about that a little bit today, is that's what you and I were talking about the other day, is like, you're looking to make some more money, and it can be as simple as dumb shit that I told you. Like, I mean, that guy could take
flipping things.
Yeah, that guy could be trapping beavers and killing them for their pelt and all that, which people might not agree with because of animals and all that stuff, dude.
Right, but
I hit a squirrel on the way to Portsmouth Sunday, and I felt so bad.
Dude, I feel it.
I felt so bad because I tried to miss him, and he was running across the road, and he just kept going. Would have been fine, and I slowed down, and he stopped. And then he went back into the middle of the lane, and I slowed down more.
And he stopped. Matt Brinker stopped, and he's like, I'm not dealing with this, and then just ran it over.
No, that did not happen. No, and then I slowed down, and he went back into the middle of the lane, and I went right to try and miss him more, and then he jumped left, and then came back right again, and I just couldn't miss him.
I just waited to the end of the story to hear because I couldn't keep up. But you're like, he went left, and then he went right, and then he went left. We were like, skip,
and then I hit him. I was like, fuck.
It's like that awkward time when you're in the Walmart aisle and you're like trying to get around somebody.
You can't. I was like, dude, if you just kept going straight, you would have been fine. But I don't know. My mind was stuff like that always happens. My mind automatically goes to like, what if that was my dog and not the squirrel? You know what I mean?
What if that was you? I mean, that life.
Well, I would have kept running because I'm smarter than a squirrel.
Right.
My dogs are not much smarter than squirrels, though.
I mean,
I almost brought the dogs today, by the way.
That would have been fine.
Yeah, but they would have been running around here barking.
Go get them, hurry.
No, I'm not going to do it now. I mean, I can get back before it cuts.
That's what I'm saying. I'll just keep them entertained for a little while.
Colby just talked all the time.
Matt, how you feeling over there? We actually have a new guest. It's John Cena. You can't see him, but he's right here.
But he can see you. You can just tell random life stories. Anyways.
I'll just keep clicking that thing. Bum, ba, ba, and then.
Oh, yeah, the John Cena noise. Anyways, I forget where I was going with that. I know we were talking about flipping stuff. I was saying thank you and all that. But that's the thing, man. And that's what I was laying in bed, and you texted me and was like, yo, thinking about trying to make more money doing this, whatever. And I texted you back, and they're not original ideas. I'm not going to take credit for them. I'm going to give credit where credit is due. It's the stuff I've seen other people say. It's Gary Vaynerchuk. It's Casey Neistat. It's the people I've seen and observed. It's anybody this business here started because literally because Mike and Donard were homebrewers, and Jamie and Jen love craft beer, and so does Mike and Kelly, and this started as a hobby and a passion that they were like, well, can we actually do it? And then now, it's getting ready to turn 2 years old.
Yeah.
And I could tell you the numbers that we did last calendar year, and they're staggering. The numbers we did last calendar year are actually staggering for the size of this place and the size of Jackson. And the amount of money we make on a weekly basis, both in the business and as bartenders, is just staggering. Because in this area too, because this is not a craft beer area. This is
at all. This is I can tell you, it's a Bud Light.
Bud Light, Michelob Ultra.
Hang on.
Okay, hold on.
You're getting ahead of yourself.
That's number 3.
Budweiser.
Yep, Bud Light, Budweiser.
Natty Light.
Ooh, Natty Light sells more than an Ultra.
Yes.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Ultra is only golfers drink Ultra.
No.
No, I mean a lot of people and Amish people. Dude, I swear the Amish people love Mick Ultra. Dude, I know.
That's strange. I have so many thoughts. I don't even know how to articulate them right now.
It's golfers and Amish people.
You're right, it is golfers.
That is the crowd.
But I don't think you see as many people. Well, obviously you don't see everybody that gets beer. Obviously you see everybody that gets liquor because it's the only place you can buy liquor.
Well, I used to work at the Philly too, and just from what I've seen on the people who get those things, it's Mick Ultra is a lot of females drink it.
Yes.
And then golfers.
Yes.
And people who.
Well, they've branded themselves well. People that are health conscious and trying to lose weight and all that stuff. I had a friend in college that literally, instead of drinking Bud Light, switched to Ultra, and lost like 30 pounds doing that. It's like,
awesome.
It's doable. Like, you can do it, but I don't know. Anyways.
Well, and then they have like all those other versions of it that are even lighter than that.
I've never heard of anything lighter than that.
They have a lighter one. They have a, it's like a...
How do you get lighter than water?
Dude, I don't know.
I'm not going to knock them too hard. Anyways, this is
still
not
okay beer.
This is not a craft beer town. This is a Bud Light, Budweiser, Keystone, Natty, Busch,
PBR.
area, PBR. This is not...
Actually, PBR doesn't sell as very well through here.
No, it wouldn't here.
You drive to Athens.
Yeah, go to Athens is going to sell a lot. You're right.
New town, yeah.
But yeah, like, I mean, so this was just an idea. And in a town where it shouldn't work. And it's worked. And it's done really well. And it's, I think, going to get nothing but bigger and better because we have our eyes in the future. And I'm a part of it now. Not that that's the reason why, but like I'm a part of it now, so I see it.
Yeah.
But like watching it the first whole year from afar as a customer was like cool too. Oh, yeah, wow, look what they're doing.
Same here because I've seen it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm kind of like an extended cousin to this place, I feel like.
Eventually you'll be an employee probably. It's gonna happen. We might as well just like make peace with it. I can't stop coughing. Okay, there we
That's
go.
why you don't smoke so many cigarettes.
I don't smoke at all. Smoking's bad for you, so is drinking, kids.
Yeah.
Well, you could do anything. It could be the beaver pelts. It could be whatever. It could be. Gary Vaynerchuk was asked on a morning show by Charlemagne, I think is who it was. Charlemagne the God.
Yeah.
He's like, give me something practical.
He was on his show. I need to watch that.
Yeah, the clips are all. If you search, which I'm sure you probably didn't do that night, but if you search Gary V Flip Challenge anywhere,
I didn't because I didn't have any internet. Later that night.
Yeah, that's true.
That's fine.
Okay, all right. But you have other phones in the house you could have stolen and used.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah. Excuses. See, here, look at all the excuses he's got today.
I mean, you're not wrong.
No, I'm just...
If I wanted to bad enough, I could have watched it.
I'm just giving you a hard time. Again.
You're not wrong.
Anyways, he was on... it's called the Breakfast Club, I think is what they do. And they were like, they put Gary on the spot thinking they'd like trick him.
They do that sometimes.
Yeah, and he was like, well, give us something that the everyday person can do. And Gary's like, well, how about this? He's like, go buy stuff cheap at yard sales and sell them on eBay or sell them on Facebook Marketplace or go to the free section of Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist and go pick up the stuff people don't want and they just want to get rid of and then sell it on the other one for a profit.
Yep.
And like, it's really, you can, like if you search the hashtag, 2017 Flip Challenge or Gary V Flip Challenge on Instagram or Twitter, or you type it into YouTube even, like there are so many people that like, there are so many stories of people that were like in massive debt, student loans, house loans, like that, like literally didn't know where their next meal was coming from, couldn't pay their bills, that just started doing that and now have like sustainable businesses under them that that's all they do now.
Can I tell you a quick story?
Yeah, go ahead.
So you told me that, and instead of applying it to myself so much, what I did was I went home and like got on my girlfriend's case, and I was like, I know that she has passion for a lot of different things.
Yep.
And I was like, dude, you should do something with nails because she's really good at doing nails. And I was like, you should just do nails.
You know what she should do?
Yeah.
Did you tell her what she should do?
I told her exactly
detail
what to
do.
Yep. And you know what she did, dude? Literally, she lit up, was so happy.
Yeah.
The next day, she went out and bought a bunch of stuff that she would need to be able to do that. And she's already on, like, starting to do that stuff.
Good. So she should be posting either time lapses or.
I like how we're saying this. She's sitting right over there.
Yeah, she's right over there doing her makeup, anyways. Hey. I mean, but she really should, and not to actually tell you what you should do, but if you want to listen to me, you'll be more successful. But like, you should be posting like time lapses and videos and how-tos and little tips and tricks, and then finished products.
Anything that you can put out, and it can get people's attention. Really, that's all you need. At first, with any business, you just have to find a way to get people's attention.
Yes.
Marketing.
Yeah,
that is marketing.
That is marketing. It's attention.
You get some people's attention and.
Well, because there's this girl I know. There's a girl I know that does really, really good nails. Mm-hmm. But what bothers me is this is a record, by the way. We are 25 minutes into the broadcast, and Colby is done.
This is a record.
Yeah. Oh, this is for sure a record.
Oh man, that was.
You're normally at least after the break, like the 30-minute split.
cool. Well, premonition's pretty good then, guys. That should tell you what you need to come and get.
When I cut the cameras, you can refill it if you want. I still don't completely feel right from last night, so I'm like...
Only if I'm not driving.
Yeah, okay. Anyways, there's a girl that does nails that is on my social media, and she does a great job. They're beautiful. My problem with it is that she only posts photos like this of the finished product of the nails. And it's just the people's hand, all it is. That's it. And it's just not captivating to me. I don't want to like it because I'm like, I've seen that same photo a million times.
So you need
just
like
with
cool
different
backdrops.
Yeah.
Like those folders or something with white tigers on the moon.
It's the same.
You're just like going along with it.
Yeah,
you're not even listening to anything I'm saying. Just so you can get to your point. Moon. You're like, I've got a point. I've got to say it. Okay, white tiger. Yeah, sure. Wait, what?
White tigers sound fantastic. Yes, go. But no, seriously, like different textures, different places, different lighting techniques, different poses, different anything. Like you could do your friend's makeup and do her nails and then post some not provocative, but just a pretty picture of make sure her nails are in it too. But you know what I mean? But you can do so many things because of the shit we have in our hands now. You can do it right here.
It's limitless, honestly.
Yeah, you don't need to have all the gear I've got. You don't need to have any of that. You just need to have a phone.
That's what got you there.
Yeah.
And that's what got you to that point.
Yeah, you need to have a phone and the internet. That's it. Or a Wi-Fi connection. Or an iPad. Or whatever. All you have to do is either trick your friends or ask your friends or whatever to help you. Yeah. Hey, I'm trying to do something. Will you help me? Yep. Go. And then they'll say yes.
If they don't support you, if your friends don't support you,
they're not your fucking friend anyways.
That's the main thing too.
I've never told this story. One of the reasons, and this is so cool now, kind of looking back, is one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about executing and doing what I do with video and photo stuff is I had someone who was a friend tell me that I should give up and this was never going to work and it was stupid and I should, why do you even try? Whatever, you can't do that. You didn't go to film school. You didn't go to photography school. And he, hence, is no longer my friend and I don't communicate it with him at all. And if he tried to communicate with me, I would not respond because I don't want that energy in my life. But when I started with my phone, I had a guy do that to me. And number one, it broke my heart that he would even why the fuck would you even say it to somebody? But he did, and he meant it. And, he laughed and joked it off like he didn't really mean it, but he fucking meant it. And that's terrible to ever even, dash somebody's dream like that. Yeah. And that's why, one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about it and why, completing my gear kit and getting to the point where I've got all the shit I need has been such a mountain I've been trying to climb. Because of that, just to prove I can fucking do this. I can do this with anybody. Yeah. And I'm still, part of me, I think I said at one point, I've got a tattoo on my shoulder that says, doubt me, then watch me. Yeah. And to me, that's a very bold statement to most people, but to me, it's just I want to prove you wrong, and I want to show that your thoughts and your misconceptions about me are wrong.
Dude, I think you should help me with the music video for that Bet On Me song then, because that's what that whole song is about. Whenever I go to do that, we have to do that together. Oh, yeah, because that'll be so much fun because that's the entire concept behind it.
That's she should have been doing this yesterday. Right. And a year ago.
Just like I should have been doing a solo project years ago.
Yeah. And you should be flipping shit right now.
Yeah. Yep. and posting the podcast on iTunes.
And posting the podcast on iTunes and everywhere else you can get it.
Man, before you say it.
We have 1 minute till we cut the cameras. But that's the thing is, if there's something you want to do, nothing is fucking stopping you.
Mm-hmm. Agreed, 100%.
This podcast was just you and I in here at the liquor store bullshitting and talking about, we should do more. And then now this is going to, we talked about the other day, we're going to shoot a short film together here in the next month.
I'm so excited for that.
And I'm not going to be the director because that's going to go to the person who wrote and directed it, but I'm going to be the DP. I'm going to be the director of cinematography. I'm going to be the producer and the editor and the colorist and the audio. And I'm going to be everything on that besides the actor and the director pretty much. Yeah. And to go from someone who was my friend telling me I couldn't do it and I should give up to actually doing something like that is a huge mountain to climb.
And you already know the minds that are involved, how good it's going to turn out. Great.
All right, so he decided on no more beer, but definitely more water.
Yeah, I'm at a good place. I think anymore is just too much.
I was saying something.
Who knows?
The mountain of climbing. Oh, you already know who's good. Yeah, I remember. Okay, you said it. You already know that this project's going to be good because it was involved.
And that's like what we were talking about with Mike before. Whenever we were saying once you kind of get used to things with what you're passionate about, you can kind of just go ahead and tell.
Yeah.
What it's going to.
You know how it's going to turn out before it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just manifestation, dude.
Yep.
That's all that it is. Like we know it's going to be great. We surround ourselves with people who we know will do a good job with it, and I mean.
Well, she sent me a couple links to some videos that she liked for certain reasons for me to watch. And then because of me watching those videos on YouTube, a similar video in that same genre, what we're going to shoot, popped up in my, suggested. Mm-hmm. And I watched it, and it was so beautifully shot and lit. Like, the lighting, well, okay, first of all, the shots were beautiful. The camera work was beautiful. The lighting was beautiful. The audio sounded great. And it was just head and shoulders above everything. I sent it to her. I said, look, not that we want to copy anything because we don't, but this is my vision for it. And she messaged me back and was like, yo, that's why I want you involved because you get it.
Yeah.
What makes this video so much better than the other videos is those things. And that's what I watched for. I was like, and I actually.
Because that's your job.
Yeah.
I mean, that's your job.
Yeah, no. And I watched a movie called 13 Hours. You ever watched it? Mm-mm. It's a movie called 13 Hours. It's about the Benghazi attacks and the soldiers that helped to stop the Benghazi attacks when they happened in 2012. Yeah, 2012. September 11, 2012 is when it happened. And there was extras behind the scenes stuff that Wayne wanted me to watch because he knew I'd be interested in it. And it was so cool to not only to watch the behind the scenes of how they did it, but also to watch the movie as well, because it's a Michael Bay movie, dude. A Michael Bay movie is people knock him because of his explosions and blah, 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 and all that.
It's funny on South Park.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But I mean, outside of that.
But he really does do a fantastic job of beautifully lit, beautifully shot movies. And that's the first one that pops in my mind is the Transformer movies he did. Those were so gorgeously shot. The light leaks, and they're all a lot of explosions, the light leaks, and the anamorphic lenses they use and stuff like that.
And I mean, it looks pretty realistic for considering what it is.
Yeah. So it was cool to me, and I don't watch anything now or listen to anything now without analyzing what it is I'm watching or listening to.
That's what I like about that Aquaman movie, honestly. I want to go watch it in IMAX because they said 90% of it was shot for IMAX, and there's so much cinematography. Oh, yeah. But it's not too, I don't know, it doesn't look bad. Yeah. It looks really good.
I imagine that's probably a lot of CG, CGI and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be, that stuff blows my mind. As little as I've messed with After Effects and 3D stuff, it blows my mind. That's why those movies are so expensive, though.
Aren't you interested to see where it'll be? Yeah, but look how much money it made.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the thing. It's like what we were just saying, kind of having the recipe and knowing what the finished product will be. It's like when they go to build a building, a really nice building, they don't build it and think, I don't know if this is going to work or not.
No,
they build it. They know that they have
going to be a success.
They hire the best people to do those jobs, and then they already.
And that's what Michael Bay said too. That was the cool thing is he was talking about his DP, which it's director of photography. If you don't know that, which is basically the person who's in charge of what the camera does, what the shot looks like, what's in the shot. And that's something people don't even realize. When in this day and age where this is the most common. This is the most common pose is camera in front of your face, or phone in front of your face, eye level, taking pictures of things. You don't think the first 6 to 9 shots in that movie were all handheld, so there's shake in them. Yeah, handheld. And then what you don't realize is.
And there's certain times when you want that. Yeah. There's so much different technology behind things, whether you need to truck something, whether you need certain
whether it's
shots.
a drone or a jib or a gimbal, or whether it's on a dolly, or whether it's on a truck and a free fly.
And it captures the entire feel of everything.
Yeah, it's the emotion.
And knowing which camera to use is just saying which perspective it's going to be seen from for you as
and this is where I'm showing my nerddom of video one of the things I always look for is anamorphic light leaks. You'll get light leaks in normal lenses, but anamorphic lenses are shaped differently.
Yeah.
And the light leaks that come out of them are horizontal. They're horizontal. They come across the whole screen.
Yeah.
And only an anamorphic lens can get that. because of the way it's shaped. And that's the first thing I noticed about that 13 hours was I didn't know who the director was, but I saw the colors and I saw the anamorphic and the way it was shot, and I was like, man, this looks like a Michael Bay movie. And then the thing was like, oh, director Michael Bay, and I was like, damn, that was Michael Bay.
When you do your art so well and so consistently well, I wouldn't say that everything's the same, but that it's consistently good.
The look and the feel are the same, though.
That people recognize it. That tells you you're doing something right.
They said oh, he's worked with the same crew for years. Like his DP is someone he's worked with for years, and then you've got the set designer, and then you've got the blah 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 blah.
Dude, there's so many people who like make beats even.
Yeah.
So you hear a beat and you're like, oh, this is this person, or like, I know like one band like Deftones. If you hear Deftones start playing, you're like Deftones.
Yeah.
You don't even question it. It's just the way
like Nickelback.
It's recorded.
You know it's Nickelback.
Yeah. Why did we both laugh?
I don't know. Why is it so popular on the internet to make fun of Nickelback?
Me and Cassie had this conversation. Well, okay.
I don't think they're objectively that terrible.
I'm not going to disagree with that, but I think that what they write is just for money, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean,
it's like the pop country guys that write stuff just for,
Exactly, but they were doing that in a kind of like a genre where people didn't like it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think
they're
that's
so
what it
hated
was.
on though. Have you seen the it was like 2001
where he like someone throws stuff at him?
No.
They get mad and just cry and go off stage. I don't blame him. I would be mad too if someone
I'd be mad.
I said that like it was a bad thing, but like if someone was throwing stuff at me while I'm on stage and they paid to come to my show,
I'd be
pissed. So angry.
Have you seen the videos that are going around the internet of the Creed halftime show?
No.
You haven't seen that? Oh
No.
my God. Do yourself a favor if you're watching this. Pause this video. Come back to it though, please. But pause this and like type in either Google or YouTube like Creed. I think it's Creed 2001.
Someone watch it and just put it in the comments so everybody can just click on it.
Put a link down there. The halftime show, dude. It's Can You Take Me Higher or whatever the song was, and it's like, dude. I thought shit like that was only in like the 80s and 90s, but the early 2000s were a weird place too.
Dude, they were so weird. Man.
They were a very weird place.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
Yeah. Well, you need to watch it because it's pretty whack.
Okay, but, I will.
Anyways, back to what we really ought to be talking.
Scott Stapp's insane, dude.
What's his name?
Scott Stapp.
That's what his name is.
He's like literally like
the guy. The guy that one of the guys I was with last night that was. He was out with us, with Wayne and I. And
it was Scott Stapp.
Looked exactly like him to the point where somebody actually came up to him in the bar and asked if he was like legitimately was like, "Are you the lead singer from Creed?" And the guy was like, "No." And I was like sitting there across the bar, like drinking my beer, looking at the guy that I was with, who looked like Scott Stapp or whatever his name is, and I couldn't remember his name. I was like, he does look like the lead singer of Creed, but I can't remember the dude's name. And I sat there for probably a good 5-10 minutes trying to think of his name. And I couldn't remember what it was.
Dude, you ready for a crazy story?
Oh, God. Hit me.
So, one time,
Scott Stapp.
I was hanging out with the guys from Fever War. Well, actually, it was just Jeff, the drummer. And
these guys are nuts.
They are nuts. That's like the third podcast in a row we've said Fever War on.
One of the lead singer posted a photo of the guitarist on Instagram. And it was like for happy birthday or whatever. It was like, happy birthday, you
Filthy
dirty,
animal,
dirty dicking, mud something or another. Like, it was so funny, dude. Like, and someone was actually on my Instagram looking at it, and she saw it, and she was like, "That is so fucking funny." And she kept reading it. It's like, "You dirty dicking, mud slapping, lyric writing, truck driving son of a bitch," or some shit like that. And I was like, how do you even think to call someone shit like that? Anyway, sorry.
No, you're cool.
What was the story? You forgot, didn't you?
No, I remembered it.
What?
Yeah, I know. Oh, shit. So I was like hanging out with them, and we were running around town in Columbus, and I was with my buddy. My buddy just happens to look just like the drummer from Under Oath, identical to him. And so we're out, and we run into these guys that play in, well, I guess they used to play in City Lights, and one of them plays in Beartooth, and we were just talking to them for a second. Like, we got outside, and my buddy's like, the one that looks like the drummer, he's like, "Oh man, I really want to go in there and say hey." And like, these are guys I've known for years.
Yeah.
Like, they were, and my buddy wanted to like fangirl basically, and I was like, "Dude, don't do that. Like, it's just gonna be weird. Like, you're gonna make this whole situation weird." And he's like, "Oh man, I'm gonna go in there and say something to him." Like, okay, after I've already said hey and all this stuff. So he goes in there, and he's in there forever. And we're like, what in the world? He comes back out, and he's like, dude, that was really weird. I was like, what happened?
Duh.
He said, I walked in there, and like I was going to ask him for a picture, and they're like, Aaron. And
they thought he was the other guy?
They thought he was the drummer from Under Oath.
Oh, wow.
And the thing is,
did he go with it?
Beartooth toured with Under Oath.
Oh, wow.
Like, they should know each other. So, like, he looks that much like this guy. And they were asking him for a picture. That's awesome. Then they realized it wasn't Aaron Gillespie.
That was a good laugh, probably.
Yeah, man. It was a funny time, man.
That's awesome. Back to the whole kind of what we were talking about, though. That guy could maybe start a lookalike business and get photos. He should try.
Where did you backtrack to?
Yeah, hold on, I was going somewhere else, but I took a fucking left turn.
Are we back to that Beaver guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
No, not the Beaver guy, but like your friend who looks like the drummer could pose for pictures at $10 a pop and make money off of it.
That's messed up, though.
That's kind of screwed up. Don't do that. Whoever you are, don't do that.
Don't do that. Matt's got terrible ideas here.
I have all the bad ideas.
Imposter.
Yeah.
Like identity.
Pretty sure you can get in trouble for that. Don't do that. Anyways,
unless you say like, "Hey, I look kind of like this person. You want to take a picture with me?"
Always the worst timing. Always. Anyways, don't do that. That's a bad idea. But you can do anything you want now.
I guess, except that's a bad idea. You can't really do anything.
It's probably
you want.
illegal. And going back to what I told you off camera earlier today, if it's illegal, it's not worth doing, so don't do it.
Right, exactly. I agree with you 100%.
Legal flips only.
Yeah. And so, I mean, that's really the way I look at it, though, is that I don't know where we were going with that.
I knew you didn't.
You got me lost.
I knew he didn't know where he was going, and I let him keep going down the road until he realized it himself.
I was like, oh no.
Oh God, what do I do?
My whole life flashed before my eyes there for a second.
But you can't really do anything, and obviously you should keep it legal, but like you can do anything you want to.
Yeah.
And that's the message that I want to get out to people. And it can be music, it could be nails, it can be makeup, it can be whatever. And really, like, it really comes down to, this is my one remorse, is people want to help younger people more than when you're older. And they want to help young and attractive people more than anything. It's like the halo effect. People want to help that. And like, I wish I had done what I'm doing now years ago when I was younger and like I had more support and all that, because it feels like I'm fighting an uphill battle both ways in the snow with people on my ankles sometimes.
I feel you, man.
And now the market is more saturated than it used to be too. Like if I had just done what I'm doing now 10 years ago, like who knows what could have happened.
Yeah, but would the information have been out there for you in the way that it was for you to find that information? No. And that's the thing, man. Your path is your path.
Yeah.
You find your way. Just keep your eyes on it and you'll be fine, dude. That's the thing. The real thing, like I think about is like, because we come from an area like you're from basically Gallipolis, right?
I am from Gallipolis, yes.
And I'm from Beaver, which is Pike County.
Pike County.
Dude, it's rough. Yeah.
Pike County.
And those areas, there's not a lot of hope presented through people. And I think a lot of the problem is, I was talking earlier about this, is that people, they basically find some form of success or happiness or opportunity, and then they leave this area.
Yeah.
Instead of staying around and creating more opportunity for people in the same area. And I think that's the most important thing, is however much you get from who has given you whatever you have, because whatever you say, you can earn every single bit of your way, but even through that, there's going to be people to thank for that.
Yeah.
And until you appreciate that and you give it back so that the people who are coming up like you were can have that opportunity, and you can better their success the chances of success. Until you're doing that, you're not truly successful, I don't think.
I don't think you're there. And that's like actually the same friend that told me I shouldn't do this, we were talking about the definition of success one day, and he was like, basically his version of success was money. I'm like, I don't think so. It's impact. It's impact on the world. It's
money is literally just a piece of paper.
It's just a fucking tool, is all it is. It's a tool to get what you want and get where you're going to go.
And all it is because, I mean, if you think about $1, what it is, it represents how much time you spent towards something.
Yeah.
In some form or another.
Yeah.
All that money is time, and all time is something we created as well.
Yeah.
So at that point, all it is taking whatever you're doing right now,
yep,
and putting it towards that, whatever that is, and we measure that with money.
Yep.
I mean,
and that's like I hate that whole idea. Like when people ask me what I charge per hour to do videos and stuff, I'm like, I obviously shoot them down because I don't base things that way. Mm-hmm. I do X amount of dollars per project.
By the project, right?
Yeah,
like the project, size and the work that you're going to put into.
Like my value is not so many dollars an hour, mm-hmm. and I even one of the guys that works here will say things like, because as a bartender, you're going to make X amount of dollars. It's not very much. Server and bartender wage is very small. And it's like, I only make so much an hour. I'm not paid to do that. I'm like, yeah, but then you also make all these tips, and that's part of your hourly rate.
And that's the extra things that you do.
Yeah.
That get you those tips.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's what tips are based on.
I don't like if I acted like my hourly rate here is as a manager, I make all right money, but like if I acted at that number instead of the number I knew it could get to, dude, I would not be successful here.
And you should always act. I feel like I was talking about this earlier as well, is that I feel like no matter what you do, if you're working at McDonald's, if you're working a CEO of a company, a huge company, I feel like you should always act as if that company is yours.
Yeah.
And
you said it to me one day off camera.
That's what I thought. And if I always act, so many people ask me on the weekly
company.
if I own the liquor store. Yeah. And I mean, I don't own the liquor store. I could in no way ever afford that. But I take pride in my job, whatever it is.
Whatever you're going to do it well.
Yeah. That goes back to our first couple weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
It was the first couple weeks I said that quote from Aristotle.
The mantra, yeah.
Is... we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act but a habit.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're selling beer and liquor or snacks to people, or if you're serving beer, liquor, and food here, if you're doing nails, if you're doing makeup, if you're doing video, if you're doing photo, if you're doing whatever it may be, like just doing it to the best of your ability and trying to constantly up that ability and improve what you can do is important, man. And I think that, like, in my mind, the keys to success in life are don't be a dick, do things the best you can and keep trying to improve that, and then do as much as you can.
I just say work hard and kick ass, and that's really like my mantra. And really like there's one quote. I'm actually going to quote something.
Ooh, wow.
It's a song. It's a song.
Oh, damn it.
But it's still the same thing. There's a quote from a song that I really like a lot. And the quote is, "Hell or glory, I don't want anything in between."
Yeah.
And that lyric has just always really stuck out to me. And that's a Fall Out Boy lyric.
Yep.
But that's the concept is I'm going to either fail, and I'm going to fail so hard.
Yep.
Or I'm going to get the absolute best out of life.
I think living in the middle is where most people are.
Yeah.
And they're so afraid of
heaven or hell.
Of either, and so they don't act and they don't do.
Yeah.
And that's if you haven't figured it out yet, that is what this is about. That's what we're here for. That's what we're doing.
It's just, if you're sitting there on the brink of greatness, reach for the greatness.
That was a very good tie-in.
But it's the truth. Like if you're right there, I mean, just take that step.
Yep.
I feel like we're the last 10 minutes of a church
and Jesus will reward you.
Oh Lord, don't.
Anyways, no, man, you're right, and that's what we want to get across, and that's why this has been so cool for me, and I think for you as well.
Yeah. I really enjoy doing this. I mean, it's probably the best part of my week every week, just because.
I haven't talked to you since what? Saturday night?
Yeah.
Friday night.
Yeah.
Friday or Saturday. I haven't talked to him in days, and I just knew that you were going to show up because you're not going to miss this.
Yeah.
And so the door opened at like 5:50. I heard it in the back, and I was setting up, and I heard it open, and I was like, "Oh, Colby's here," and I just knew that you care enough about this that you're not going to miss it unless there's something fucking happens. And same way for me. Like my whole New Year's was planned around this.
Yeah.
Like if New Year's had fallen differently, I don't know if I would have gone anywhere.
Well, that's like my work schedule. That's how my work schedule's set up every week, so that I have Tuesdays off.
Yep.
And like this cuts right in the middle of the evening, so sometimes it's hard to do something before or after. But I mean, this is super important.
Well, that's something just random thing that you and I ought to talk about eventually. Is once the weather starts staying brighter, longer, we're gonna have to either black that out or film later. Yeah. Which I'll probably just black it out because
it wouldn't be that hard.
Yeah, because I don't want to film later because it takes me hours to edit this.
I'm not gonna be happy.
Pity me, please. It takes me so long to make it. Oh, really? It's not that hard. It is this time.
Krista said the other day, she's like, I don't know how many times per episode Matt says that it's not hard to edit the podcast.
It really isn't. It's just time consuming.
She counts it every single time because you're always saying that.
Yeah, it really isn't. It's just time consuming. Oh, and when you know what you're doing, it's not that hard. Like
that's the thing.
Like last week, whenever Dexter came, he went to the movie and then he came back to the house, and I was like, hey.
You watch Aquaman or Mary Poppins?
I don't know. I think you watched Aquaman. No, Mary Poppins. No,
Mary Poppins. Was like, dang it, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm really surprised. He just told his mom, we're watching Aquaman.
Fuck you, Mom. We're watching Aquaman. No, he watched Mary Poppins, whatever it was. But when he came back, I was like, hey, do you want to see what I've done already? Because I was already in the process of going through the whole timeline and changing cameras and all that stuff. Because I have to watch back the whole thing to do that anyways.
Yeah.
I showed him, I was like, it's really not hard as long as you know the process and you do it right. If you miss a step or if you get out of order, it's so hard to go back and fix it.
Yeah.
It's so hard to go back and fix it because you got to, and then like, if you really want to fix a mistake that you made, that if you did the process wrong, then you've got to go back to all the way to the beginning. You got to undo all of the things you've done. And it's just like, if you do it right, it's not hard at all, but.
That's how I feel when I'm editing music or something. It's like, if it all comes out naturally in the flow that it's supposed to, that I've learned over the years, then I know I'll be fine and I can get to a point. I may not always have something written through the whole thing, but I'll be able to get out the idea that's in my head. But if I mess up and do that idea in the wrong way or the wrong shape or form or whatever, it's a mess.
Yeah. Well, I think that because we're getting closer to the end, I don't want to end it now, but I think that it is appropriate, being the first day of the year, to really talk about, goals and ideas and what we want to do. And you mentioned, I think a week or so ago, that you wanted to like set all these like hard numbers. And, like, I'm not really one to do that personally. I don't care if we do that or not. Mm-hmm. But I know we like want to, like me personally, I want to see the subscriptions grow. I want to see the views and the shares grow. I want to see the quality of the guests improve.
Yeah.
Not that they were bad before, but I want to keep them going. I want the quality of what we do to improve.
Just challenging those conversations a little bit more.
I want to talk about deeper, bigger things. Maybe not aliens in space and all that like you want to talk about.
That's okay.
Dude, actually, I watched Interstellar, though. I'm ready for you. I'm ready for you now.
Cool.
Not really. It's a good movie, though.
There will be an episode.
We'll just talk about
weird stuff.
Weird stuff, okay. Yeah. We'll have to find the right person for that one.
Yeah.
Or just be you and I again.
Yeah.
But I think, like, me, it's gotten to the point now where, like, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go back to the gym and start working out again. I'm going to make that a priority this year for me. I've cleared off all my media obligations off my books right now. I've got to deliver one thing tomorrow to somebody, but I'm done. Other than the podcast, I have nothing on my plate, which I know stuff will come to me because I've had enough stuff in the works. I guess I'm shooting a music video next week. I forgot about that. Anyways.
Devin.
The one here, Devin, yeah.
Yeah.
Devin's going to come here. We're going to shoot it. I want to make my physical fitness and health more of a priority. I want to make the media stuff more of a priority this year. Not that it wasn't before, but, like, honestly, it really wasn't.
Right.
My priority this whole year.
Starting last year.
Yeah, my priority this whole last year of 2018 really was the brewery.
Get right financially.
Yeah, and gathering equipment and stuff.
Yeah.
And then, like, improving. But I want to make, like, actually executing even more of a priority. And that's honestly kind of scary to think about, really, that I haven't even done shit to market myself or done anything, and it's been as successful as it has. And my other thing is I want to bring other people up with me. You said about giving back earlier. I had a conversation. I've had a lady in my life that has helped me immensely in my whole life. She's the one who paid for the investment to buy the gym when I first did. She gave me a large amount of money a couple years ago to get me by. She co-signed on a loan for my current car. And I haven't talked to her in a while. And I was driving to Portsmouth Sunday, and I sent her a message and said, I just want you to know, like, not only am I just completely forever in debt to you, but I'm so thankful for you in my life, and I've had you. And I wish I'd been smarter the last couple of years, but I'm also thankful for all the stupidity and the mistakes, because if I learn from them, then it's fine. And if I don't, then I'm a fucking idiot. But I also told her, I was like, you know, my goal really in this whole thing is to bring other people up with me, because you've allowed me to get back on my feet. Like, I mean, literally, she let me live in her house for free for months a couple years back. It's because she had a house. She's trying to sell a house. She had a second house. She's trying to sell it. And she's like, you can just stay there for free. And I was like, are you, like, seriously? And she's like, yeah, it's fine. And, like, I want to do it for other people this next year. So one of my priorities is to bring other people up with me as I go. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what it is. But, like, those are my kind of goals for this next year. The podcast is part of that. The media is part of that. So I don't know. I don't know if you have any thought about predetermined goals for this year, what you want to do, but
as a musician, I always think of, like, what records do I want to put out this year? What do I want to do? And really, I just want to put out some good music. I think this is the first time I'm looking at it from a different perspective. Like, I don't care which records get out, what the plans.
If they're good, they'll win. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, because I've got a lot of really good music that I've got sitting, and it just needs to be out for people, because it's got a good message, and that's what's important to me, is putting out that message. And really, I want to do that. I want to do as much as I can with acting. I always say that every year. And I want to do my best to give back, same as you. I mean, I really do.
So, you know, I think you shouldn't right now. Like, I really think right now.
Focus on me.
I really think right now the best way for you to be selfless is to be selfish. I think you need to focus on you and you solely. And sorry,
that's always been one of my biggest weaknesses. Is trying to help everybody else out.
Is you should take care of her and you and people that you care about. But right now you should be selfish as fuck. Like, I'm serious. You should be selfish as fuck right now. And where you put your time, where you put your energy, where you put your money. Like, I mean, if this podcast isn't doing shit, I don't care if you tell me to fuck off. But, like, you should.
Okay,
peace. All right, that's it, guys. 9 episodes in and we're done.
That was easy, man.
I really think you should, though. I'm not going to.
I appreciate that.
That's my perspective on it.
Yeah.
Because that's what this last year and a half really was for me, is like, be selfish as fuck, take care of myself, so that later on I can take care of other people.
Yeah.
And I think that people that are selfless are the best people in the world, but, like, you can't pour.
You have to have a foundation.
You can't pour from an empty cup.
Right.
You have to have something 100%. In there. And I think anybody watching this too, like, if you have big goals of helping other people and doing something, like, take care of yourself first, because you're going to need to.
Yeah.
And if you're right, like, if you're right here and then in your wallet too, then do everything you fucking can to help other people then.
Yeah, for sure.
So I didn't mean to cut you off. But.
No, you're cool. So that's really another thing, is just to help people and get to a place where I feel like, okay, cool, I'm able to do stuff and become a better musician. I always say that, but a better artist in general, and an artist in the way of being able to see where I want to take people with what I'm doing. Yeah. Every single time.
That vision, it's that forethought that needs to improve.
Yeah. I mean, it's like that quarterback view, that eagle eye kind of thing. I mean, that's really what it is.
You see things out in front of you before they even happen.
And that's what anybody who does any kind of business has to have in general, I think.
And I think this will be the last thing I say, and then we're going to sign off, because we're getting up against it. But I think looking back years ago, the Steve Jobs 2005 commencement speech, it was life-changing for me. And what he says about that is, in that speech, one of the things he says is, you can't see the dots looking forward, but you can see them looking back. And it's been really cool to see the dots the last couple of years for me. And I think what I would encourage anybody watching us to do is trust that the dots will connect. Don't be a dick. Work hard and do. Like, do.
24/7.
Yeah. Because you can do anything, man. And that's what we're here to do. Yeah. And I just want to say thank you to everybody again for supporting us. This is the On the Brink podcast. I am Matt Brinker, Colby Likens.
We're done.
You're not even in there. Oh, it's gone. Oh, no! Hell yeah. Love you all.